I am really so grateful for this project. I had the zeal, I had the passion for this work, but I did not have the tools, did not have the knowledge. I've always felt like I want to do this, but I didn't know how to do it until this project came my way, and then I grabbed it with passion, as I said, and that has given, or it has impacted a lot in my life. I have helped many youth. One, I want to say the things that have worked out for me. The knowledge that I gained from this mentorship program has helped me to bring in my fellow young women together and start a project. And I've become more of like a counselor to them, because I have learned that, with human rights work, you have to be patient, you have to be resilient, you have to, love what you do. And so when I brought these young women together, I was able to pass what I've learned to them. And up to date, it is really working out for all of us, and I really appreciate a lot. Secondly, the tools I've gone out there to do community sensitization. I've done documentation on the Karamojong invaders in our district, whereby in 2024, early 2024, the Karamojong were really killing a lot of people in the greater part of the district, that is the sub-county of Orom, Namukora, and Kiteny. So with the tools I got from Human Rights Center Uganda, I went on ground using my personal resources and my other youth human rights defenders, who were like 3. I documented that and brought it to Human Rights Center Uganda, and of which some advocacy was done and something was also done about it. And with that, I'm very glad. Still on documentation, I managed to work with one of the stakeholder, that is our women representative of person with disabilities, whereby I also documented, the problems, the challenges our girls with ear impairments pass through, our youth. And when I did that, right now, even up to now, I'm still looking for a way of how to help them, because it still remains a challenge. They don't get the justice they want. They don't get the justice they deserve, because now they have become young girls. They have become, women who wants to experience, much as they have the disability of the hearing impairments. They are going through their, the puberty stage and all that, so they need to be taken care of. And from that documentation I got, many of them are acquiring, HIV, and many of them are being raped. Many of them are being neglected from their family, because such people need our love, and they tend to, come together where they get love. So I did that. I have a lot. I also went on, I sit, because I worked with a cultural institution, so I sit in the council of the chiefs of Acholi, and I have been able to raise the voice of the women, of the youth, and if God allows me, or by God's will, I want to do something about our street youth.
During the course of these implementations of the projects from Human Rights Centers Uganda, I received the training on human rights and disability inclusions in programming. Then after the training I received from Human Rights Center Uganda, there was an organization called Light for the World International. They advertised for a job, and I applied for that job. and then we went for the interview. But because I have some ideas and knowledge on the human rights and the disability inclusive programming, I was successfully selected. And then right now, as I talk now, I work as a certified disability inclusive facilitator with Light for the World, implementing their projects in the settlement in the camp where the refugees from the Southern Sudan are. We are working closely with the government together. I have benefited a lot from this program. They have enlightened me. Before that, the training from Human Rights Center Uganda, the issues of law, I was not aware. But as I talk now, I'm a voice to a person with disability. I work with them. I know how to handle them as a human being. I'm just influencing and encouraging them that we can make it as a person with disability. And other people also give good advice to them. And through this one, my life has been empowered. I am just empowered to be a voice. I'm very eager to inspire other youth within the districts, so that they can find something, not just to be redundant, so that they are able to earn their living through work, not just going and stealing and all that kind of sorts of nonsense that can always maybe bring things, maybe they're taking them to the prisons, but we are trying to advocate for their rights so that they are able to do something for the development of this initiative of the human rights. As we work together with them, we have achieved a lot within this, because there were a lot of other things that they have taught us, referrals and all that, handling the cases, maybe like from within the village and the sub-county. We are able to refer them in case of anything. We are able to take them to police. We connect with the police and those networking. And as we talk now, we have done a great work within the districts, and the impact is felt. The first thing that we can see through that is that the mindset change. We have changed our mind. We don't look at the people as the way they are. We look at them as the people who have value in their life, and in all that what we do, we try to maintain the rights of a person, whether with or without disability. Because after all, we are all human beings. We are entitled to enjoy what belongs to us as a human being. So I'm so thankful for the Human Rights Center Uganda for the initiative, and our prayers is that if we can get another donors to expand beyond even beyond the Kitgum districts, so we will be very happy to implement more than what we have done. But the sustainability is that people and we as the team, we are willing to do more than what maybe as we come to an end of this, we are willing to continue working, because we have been empowered. We are able to do more than what we can, because they have empowered us, and we are doing networking. And then at the end of it all, we are willing to take the name of the Human Rights Center Uganda to the next level, because of the project that have been implemented in our lives and in what we are doing, even in the lives of community. We are transforming the community through what the knowledge and the skills they have impact in our life. So we are thankful, and I say all this for God and my country.
Through this mentorship program, I really gained a lot of skill. I must say that. One is the communication skill and the sensitization method, of which I learned a lot. I was able to go to the radio talk shows and sensitize the youth about their rights, and educating them and telling them not to fear the police, because most cases the youth always fear the police and are not free to share out their cases. I also gained more skills on mediation and counseling skill. I was able to counsel a lot of people on different human rights cases. I also had a lot of success story. One, I was able to talk to a young girl who almost ended up her life and thought what happened between her and husband was the end of everything. I talked to her. Now she has started a business. She's now managing life very well, and to her, she's now fine, and she told me she's good and that is not the end of everything. The challenges that me myself faced, one is lack of cooperation between us, the youth human rights defenders. We are not too much cooperated, because at times we have cases that we are supposed to handle, and maybe when you call on a colleague and you be like, can you please come and help me, and we handle these cases, they'll be like, I don't have transport money to come up to you, and others be like, right now I'm still busy, maybe we said it a day later, of which that one delays the cases to go on. And we also face problems maybe when we go to the police station, I must say that, because at times when we go for suspect parades, they give us like only 5 minutes to talk to the inmates. There was a case in point when we went to the police station, and there was this inmate who was tortured, and we wanted to talk to him and understand really what happened. They told us that the time is already off and we were supposed to come back the next Thursday, of which that one is a violation of human rights. Then there are also some instances where we are supposed to go to our, let me say, clients, but then it's because of the long distance, we really don't go to help them. That one is also a challenge to me. Thank you.
I've been in the program since its inception, and we have learned a lot. I was attached to Youth for the Future Foundation. After my mentorship training, we went out and started doing what we were taught to do during the mentorship program. So after the training, we went back in the community. We started solving some other issues within the community that maybe affect young people. We have been sensitizing people, creating awareness, because some of our roles which we have stated, like creating awareness, doing possible referrals, sensitizing people. So we have been sensitizing youths around there and the community members about human rights. And actually this has impacted so much in my community. Me personally, after the training, I managed to solve many cases whereby others I did it within the community, and others referred to the LC1 or to the police. I've also solved other issues at the police, whereby some other youths who had been arrested and taken to the police, and they were arrested, not that they were guilty, but they were arrested wrongfully. I managed to solve 2 issues. One of a young boy who was caught that his line was used to connect with the thieves to steal a certain house. But the fact was discovered that the boy was not among the thieves, but the problem was he lost his line but never reported to the police about the issue. I have also solved the issue whereby a young girl was threatened by a colleague at the workplace, that the young girl was falling into a love affection with her husband. Kumbe, the husband was the one falling in love with a very young lady. So the other older lady had been threatening the young one that she was going to beat her and kill her. So we had to, when the issue was brought to me, we had to sit down and put them together, mediated them, and they went back and they're working together because they're working within the same institution. Apart from that, we have also, me personally, I have also been training this youth on mindset change and some other components of life skills. Because one, if they're able to change their mindset on how they think, they will be able maybe also to change their mindset on doing wrong things. And about the life skills, if they're aware and they're confident and they know who they are, so that one would be good. I've also been passing through them through capacity building and mindset change, whereby they have to change the way they think, the way their community think about human rights, their perception towards life, so that they start living a positive life that doesn't take them into problems. Most of the cases the common cases have been solved with the youth. Is theft, there is assault where maybe two men or some other young people fighting each other. Others may be because of other personal issue. Others may be because of they are drunk, so they start fighting. After the fight, now they look for me like now to mediate between them, and we have been doing such things. And those cases of theft, we were able to receive some of the funds they stole, or maybe within the community, some of them they steal chicken at night to sell, maybe to go and drink. Those we included their parents, and their parents were able to compensate the one of the chicken. Again, the best thing I've learned from this mentorship program, it has enabled me to feel free or to connect with the various stakeholders. I used to fear the policemen, but as I talk right now, I'm able to call the police. I'm able to enter the office of the DPC. I have the capacity to go and talk to the medical in charge. Maybe if there's some problem, there's an injury during the time of fighting, I'm able to approach the sub-county leaders and other technical leaders like the probation office, where maybe there are other challenges. The challenges I've been facing during the course of the training, one was identity. We were not provided with the identity card, but we were provided with t-shirts. But sometimes if they see the t-shirts, they may think you have just got it from somewhere. So people were asking us, show us your identity card which shows you are a human rights defender. But after I've explained myself well, people come to know me. People, according to the work or report feedback given to other members, people started calling me for help where possible. There has also been challenge with the community beliefs that have been happening. Because like sometimes people see you are young, and you cannot even mediate between maybe a parent having problem with a young boy or a youth at his home. So that has been also like one way. And there has also been a problem of biasness somehow.
I've been trained by Human Rights Center Uganda since 2023, I think. So during the course of the training, have developed as an individual a lot about the human rights, because before I attended that course, I didn't even know that the organization exists itself. So I've been well equipped about the knowledge concerning human rights and the key functions, because they can also, by law, look into people who are not receiving justice. So I would like to thank Human Rights Center Uganda for the training that they have been giving the youth and other organizations that they have trained during the course of their training in Kitgum district, because I have seen personally a lot of change, because we used to like have so many challenges between the elders, the youth, and so far. But lately, during the training, we have been given guidance on how to tackle issues among the youth, how to identify weaknesses, and so far and so forth. But from the training that we have received, I'm seeing a lot of changes, especially in my location where I come from. I base myself at Hilltop, Pandong Cell. whereby I'm seeing like a lot of cases like thieves, like theft, sorry, and then other things like rape and this issue of group gathering, they call it AGO, has also reduced because of the mediation that we've been doing, and then counseling the youth on how to address themselves, how to behave. So we have been receiving positive response. Many people have also come in to help the human rights defenders. So I thank you very much for your participation and for training us. Thank you.
I'm a businesswoman. I sell greens, vegetables in the main market. But before I made it in 10,000, things was not easy for me. My husband denied me when I was pregnant with him. He denied the pregnancy. Then I went to those of prevention office. They called him, they talked with him, but from there it not even. He said, he doesn't know, he doesn't want even that pregnancy. So they called him. He did not do anything. Up to now, he cannot even help me. Cannot even give me anything. I'm trying, but things are not going well. So I just plead for you people, if you can help me, because even right now I'm renting. I'm not doing anything. Things are not going well for me. I've been down by my husband. So as I talk now, I'm a single mother. I have no one to help me. I'm trying with my kids, but things are not going well.
I was supported by the human rights defender because my husband was disturbing me a lot, and now he left me with a child without any support from him, and now he is not around at home. I'm single, just struggling for life. We talked to her, but then she has faced a lot with the husband. The husband comes and beats her. You see, even some of her teeth are not there. It's a result of the domestic violence. The husband beats her a lot, and he's a drunkard. So every time he comes back home, he wants to get whatever he wants home to be there. Even if he has not given anything, he wants that thing to be there at that time when he comes. So she has faced a lot. She has gone through a lot, even up to now. But now she has left the husband. She's trying to stay alone like a single mother with her children. So she has to cater for the children, being medical, being feeding, even she has to struggle, sell this thing, and this is not her own business. She's selling on commission. At times they give her 3,000 or 2,000 to go and buy something to eat. Maybe if she tells the owner of the business that they have not bought anything in that day, then they can give her a cup of beans to go and cook. Or they can give her maybe like 4 cups of maize for her to go and grind, and maybe she can cook and eat out of it. But then her children are not even at school. She has tried, but there is no way. If maybe this was her own business, it would be good. But then we're not selling on commission, and nowadays people don't buy, so it's very hard for her. So now I came and talked to her. Then I told her I work with human rights. There's a way maybe we can talk to her in case of anything. She took the case to the police also, but then there's nothing changed out of that.
Last time, Human Rights Center Uganda have taken me, and they take me for the training for 3 months. So from there, they taught us many things like advocacy, mediation, and many others. After they teach us, they pass us out. And after passing us out, when our training has stopped, I did many things, like advocating for the people with disability. I advocate and I call them for grouping, and they get the group. Now they are in 2 groups, which they are in here. After I advocate also, I advocate for people with disability, those who don't have wheelchair. Now they are having 4 of them from per year. I advocate for them, and many others I did because of their training, which they trained me. Now I know how to advocate, to mediate. I know many others. Thank you.
I just want to appreciate the Human Rights Center because they are the one who mentored me to know about Uganda Human Rights Center well. And they're the one who sent me to go and represent them in the village. So the achievement I've got out of their mentorship, that the area where I work, or the area, the people where I represent them, there are a lot of Ago district kids where they are. In fact, I manage how to gather them together and talk to them. And most of them, they are these gang boys and girls who smoke opiums and others. So when I went and talked to them, and I said to them down, and I made them to know human rights. I speak to them as a human being. Then the good part of it, I brought them closer to me, and I made them out they are today. And some of them right now, they're doing their own businesses, not grabbing handbags from women's, not even now smoking from the bush, not even now abusing their parents and others. Now they have become good people, and now the parents also, they are now getting some benefits out of them. That is what I got from human rights. Secondly, they made me know how to manage the issue of defilement cases. One of the success stories, I had a young girl who was grabbed from school at the age of 14 years. There's a certain young boy who went and grabbed her from school. She was in P6. She conceived from there, and she was hidden from in a certain village. So as being a leader, when I got the report that that child disappeared from Odungle P7 school, I managed to follow the boy who grabbed the child from school until I get the village. When I reached the village, I got that girl was there. Then from there, I began from LC1, that just kind of A, B, C, D, a girl of this name like this, disappeared from school. So when the AC1 got in and the AC2 and the AC3, they were involved, then we arrested the boy, because now the defilement issue you cannot mediate. That is how I was taught by Uganda Human Rights Center. Then we brought the boy to the police. I did not just keep quiet. I decided to cancel the girl so that she go back to school. I canceled her. Meanwhile, we were following the case with the right procedures. That is the achievement I got from the Human Rights Center, Uganda. But although even if we say like that, we have some challenges. Why am I saying this? We have challenges with the parents of our children who are at home. They sometimes mismanage their children. They are owned by biological children. They take them as if they are not their own. That is why some girls and boys, they always drop out from schools. Those are the challenges we have from our fellow parents. And also we have the challenges how to approach. The way other leaders, they approach the youth are not right. Because when you want to approach the youth from the community, you cannot first abuse and then you come with the good news behind. No, that is not right. Then we came out with the solution that we should first talk to them humbly, so that we bring their brain together, and we counsel them in a good way. Then we tell them what is good and what is bad, so that they should not go and do it. So I want to thank Uganda Human Rights Center for the good job they have done for us in Kitgum. I love that they should still continue working with us, because we still have some gaps and some challenges, and our fellow youth are still in need of Uganda Human Rights Center in Kitgum and at large in Uganda. That is all. That is what I wanted to say. Thank you so much.
Hong Kong, Coach Khan, a metaphor organization, Mount Dino Macumbe to Vitica Con, the Kidney Con, one actually Mary in time, attack mother. Dialog ma Combe in Lutiano take a map, cheer a chingy, Chigana get a con. One Majalua, Mapping, Kilpachi, metaphor to one. Did a metaphor office, okay, quarrel, Mananone, Icara, Malutiano, Mamega, Goma, check in Chingy, Che, office, okay, quarrel, Gubiano Buchum, Matek, Mananone, Giri, Utan, Wek to Pomete, Ikin Machalawan, Chule Unyu Luak making Pachi, and Pamela in Utimen, Jacan and then the Pierre Boro, Eri Utalino Chacaquere, Mari Utalene, Labon, Quaro, may office, me actually, uno Pau Berugian my yacht, Chio me wevo, Gengo Bianuchum, Matek to 12, Peninario Kulo, me wevo, Loke Enuni. Uchero chung makita komite wero ruto yamo timati bodwa pen juman manoke dano ke kirwenyu kone bieno maduong matek mada lora rio kulo kawono bobet office pake kwaro me actually ono babero gen mayot kerebete one wa work ki jemi matek kidmeno watuta matek mada menano ni wachulo chul mamete machala chara mano welle gen umio ni umiro bedwe 32 million 700 and 700 keken peki coin pa office pa ke kwaro gudwa lok meg welle ne para wa 15 million Chile no ne bene amita for da ke kwar matek mada and mechung menano ni achale no ne pa berwai I welle chare chiu mi wero kikelo wela chale no ne ke kama wan machala wan kara coach warama woluto chui iye ke kita kombeti bene wachobo mabaya tiga do lego tutwal machalo organization makombede bena gitika chung ke kwaro men note ke kwaro me chung matera de wek bene mi guri mater bor ke kwaro wek no kon luak ki pen kombede ni tutiena wa ke pen kuja ya da kit ponye wek gen gunge kit me ko mati mir ke met ponye wek lutiena cha gunge kit me ko mabe en kapega mi ponye moramo bolu tieno mati ping ikin bodwa kuja chino pabero yot to luak mier ke mine gen fon en kapageti mo kumeno chi la kuri pera market mano bebero kamete mano ko pa bebero gen mayot an particular mapol atamda foyo mater.
My name is Ken Lucheng, a legal compliance officer with the Human Rights Center Uganda, and also a project officer on the Increasing Access to Justice project, which has been implemented in Kitgum district. This project has been funded by the Bread for the World donor partners who are based in Germany. And we have had two phases of the project. We had one that began in 2021 and ended. Then we also had another which started in 2022 and commenced in 2025. And we, under this project, the reason why we formulated this project was that we identified issues relating to limited access to justice for the youth in Kitgum district. And on the basis of that, the Human Rights Center Uganda formulated a project to address issues of lack of access to justice for the youth. And some of the issues that lead or cause limited access to justice, we have issues relating to poverty, we have issues relating to case backlog, we have issues relating to limited access of information on issues relating to the legal system of Uganda. Because this is a complex system that the locals need to be sensitized about. Hence, us looking at a way of mitigating and solving some of these challenges. So under this project of access to justice, we identified youth in Kitgum district who would help in simplifying and also helping community members access justice or direct them to areas where they can access justice. Hence, we were able to mentor under different programs 60 youth HRDs who were sent out to different host organizations who deal in issues of human rights, and they were trained. So, and as we speak right now, and under our inline reports, we see that over 500 cases have been handled by these youth who have been trained under these mentorship programs, which is a success. And this also has helped reduce on case backlog, that these small cases which just require legal advice have been taken care of, and the legal system has been saved, and they have reduced on that backlog in terms of there are some cases which don't necessarily have to go to court, and are simple cases which can be handled at a family level or at a community level. Hence, HRCU dedicating to training these people. And we have also worked with jealous actors and network with them to make sure that they simplify and also help youth access justice. So we have also created forums where jealous actors can meet with youth human rights defenders and collaborate on how best community members in Kitgum can be assisted. And lastly, we have also worked with religious leaders, cultural leaders, to ensure that access to justice issues are solved for the youth in the district. However, we still have a lot to do, because justice, increase to justice requires a holistic approach, because we find issues of poverty can't be solved by the project. Hence, there's a need for holistic approaches on dealing with access to justice. For example, youth empowerment, because you find that some of the causes of criminality is because of poverty. It's because of poverty. So you find there's a high rate of recidivism because of this poverty, that youth lack employment, hence engage in criminality and gangs to obtain resources. But as a Human Rights Center Uganda, we are continuously committed to improving the lives of people in Kitgum and countrywide, and also fighting and promoting the rights of rights for everyone in the community and human rights defenders.
This project has not only touched the lives of youth human rights defenders and formal justice institutions, but it has also touched the lives and the work of formal justice institutions. When we first started doing the work of formal justice institutions, but we realized that it was important to start working with informal justice institutions. So these include bodies and individuals that, though not part of the formal justice system in Uganda, work around the justice system. This includes church institutions, religious institutions like church institutions, mosques, local council leaders, opinion leaders in society, as well as the cultural institution, which is fundamental to the lives of the actual people who are in the district. So we realized over time that our training further impact on these groups by helping them appreciate the law, in that they are able to incorporate a human rights-based approach in the work that they are doing. So we've seen a tremendous improvement in how they are handling youth, but also other vulnerable groups like women and persons with disabilities, doing their work through a human rights-based approach and ensuring that they observe the law in Uganda and are able to do their work while respecting the rights of both the victims and the perpetrators of human rights violations. So we think the project has been very successful, and we look forward to the continuation of the project, particularly the fact that we shall be extending to Labo district. So we want to thank all our partners that we've worked with in Kitgum district including our beloved donors or partners from Germany who are great for the world. Thank you very much. We look forward to continued cooperation.
I want to take this chance to appreciate the Human Rights Center Uganda for all the initiative they did. I've been with them for a number of years. And the first time when they entered Kitgum, it has been a lot of challenge handling cases involved with the youth and the young people within the Kitgum and the region at large. As a matter of them was just coming in a line of ignorance, and those are the things which has been happening and the norms and the beliefs of the culture. But when Human Rights Center Uganda came, there are a lot of activity and training which has been engaged in both the youth themselves and the cultural leaders and the religious leaders, and some of the local leaders were also being involved, and police in particular. I was the one aiding them up to this particular time in case of anything which needed, in case of engagement, in case of training, in case of another meeting, another follow-up of the cases of involving our young people and the youth. I was directly involved and try to coordinate, and as my own nature of my work is to coordinate the gap between the civilian and the police. And with all this training that we have picked from Human Rights Uganda Center, it has made our youth and the police changes. You can see now the youth can access now the justice freely, and they know even their rights and the responsibility of our youth, whether disability, whether able to do other things, all of them knows their rights. With the help from Human Rights Center Uganda, with a lot of trainings that has been in place. And right now, if in case they have any other cases of criminality which has happened and involving them, we used to handle them jointly with all the lineup which has already been put in place. That is, say, the cultural leaders, that is the religious leaders, and the local leaders, and to make sure that our youth are being given chance to access justice very well, and the promoting of the rights and all the rights are being put in place. Right now, as I talk now, I can even inform that we have got a lot of reduction in the crime by our youth, but previously it has been high. A percentage of more than even 85% of the youth being involved in criminal matters, and in most cases, those are capital offenses in nature. But as I talk now, I want to report to the public and the donors that at least with the support that has come in time from the Human Rights Center by following up some of the incidents involving our youth and the young people, it has made now some of them who have gone wrong with the crime has been helped, and justice has really taken this prevent. Others who have not yet done has been prevention measures already being done, and we are not really experiencing anything now as far as, but we are not saying all of them are reformed, but we have reduced the number down completely with those help of Human Rights Center Uganda to reduce some of those things. Like, remember, we have cases of defilement where someone can just come and defile a child, a young person, and run away because their family doesn't have any support. But the Human Center Uganda could come in and help police in facilitation of our forms of medical forms, that is 48, of moving to the ready to apprehend offenders, was defile or rape the young person and the youth within the area. So all those things, it has made even the family who are vulnerable completely, who cannot even follow up some of those things, with the support and the donor from Human Rights Center Uganda, it has made the investigation team, head of police, to follow up, chasing up cases related to youth and the young people very well. And most of them, we are achieved very many of them. The perpetrators already in the cell. Some of them have already come back and tried to reform. Others are already being sent to referral, that is health centers and hospitals, to get at least some help by counseling and psychological help. It has made our youth be well. All those things, it is part of the achievement after receiving now Human Rights Center Uganda in place. Up to now, I wanted just to appreciate so much that their initiative, which came to Kitgum in time, it has helped us from the trauma of incidency that has affected the region at large. It has made all our children our boys, our girls, our people around here, they just resorted to going to homes, started to doing other bad thing. But with the help that all the cultural leaders and regional leaders and all the local leaders were brought back together and were being sensitized in a different numbers of meetings and the training, and people were sharing under networking forum, people were sharing ideas and trying to see how best we can help our young people and the youth. Right now, as a report, when you go to our custody, we have a limited number of the youth which has not being maybe heard of those things, which has just maybe disturbed one way or another. And even you go to prison still, we don't register the bigger number as previously, which has been happening in place. Those are just a few areas and a comment and some achievement that we wanted to put in place, because the number of sensitization which has been sent down as a very numbers of sensitization which has gone to air, radio station and social media and other posters, it has helped a lot to reduce our youth from getting involved in other criminality in nature. Those are the few areas and the few comments that I wanted to put in place as per the Human Rights Center Uganda entering in Kitgum and the region at large. It has helped a lot, and also request and also play more pledge that if the donors can still leave this Human Rights Center Uganda and let the project prolong for more times, it will again help us to reduce up to zero. Because at the moment now we have gone somewhere far, but we have heard of the ending of the project. That's why, as a spokesperson of the community, as a spokesperson of the police, I wanted to request the donors, I want to request the Human Rights Center Uganda to still have the request of extension of the contract so that they remain in and we move deeper and deeper to the public, so that our youth and young people who are down on the ground can still get this information and they reform from doing the bad thing. Instead, they will just come back and do the right thing of helping and doing other productive things other than joining the group of Ago, which has already been here in every center. But as I talk now, when you move to town, all part of the town is quiet. When you get a youth or a young person is just doing a business or just doing a productive activity that can help generate at least some income in his home or in their family or in the community and in the nation at large. I thank you so much. I say all this for God and my family.
My name is Margaret Sekaja. I'm the Executive Director of Human Rights Center Uganda. Human Rights Center Uganda is a non-governmental organization, and it works on various issues which include capacity building for human rights defenders. It also deals with legal aid in some of the cases where we find we can be able to work on those issues. We do research and documentation. Therefore, we have reports which we put out. We have an annual report which we put out on the situation of human rights defenders. And besides capacity building, research and documentation, legal aid, we also do a lot of trainings for different institutions like the police, the prisons, the DPP, human rights defenders. Now we did a research, and this was on the youth. And we realized that we need to do a lot in areas where the youth are concerned. And one of the interventions which we thought about was to start a program on youth mentorship. So after doing that research on the youth, we found that we could go to the district of Kitgum. And we were able to set up this program, which has been a very successful program. This youth mentorship program deals with access to justice. And we were training the youth on how to deal with cases of access to justice. And you find that these youth were trained in handling cases of access to justice. The good thing about this program is that the youth were able to be attached to some organizations. We attached them, like for example, the NGO Forum in Kitugu took some youth whom we had trained on access to justice, and they were able to be retained in some of the institutions where they were attached. Now, this program is very useful because if you look at unemployment in the area, this is an avenue where you can get the youth to have something to do which actually involves the community. So they go and handle cases of access to justice, they do mediation, they can refer the cases to the relevant authorities. And some of the cases which we might say have been taken up by this program were not only access to justice, but for example, in Kitugu, you could get cases of gender-based violence, you could get cases of land, you get cases of theft, sometimes even gang cases where the youth join gangs. So we realized that it would be good to actually involve the youth themselves in handling cases of this nature. And I feel that this program has been such a success. We handled like 500 cases by end of the project on various issues. And as a result, we even thought of expanding this project. And we now got a bit of funding. We are going to go to Lamu to be able to do or replicate this program. Why would I say that this program has been successful? You would have the youth who are unemployed having something to do within the community. And at the end of it, you have them either setting up their own, not businesses, but at least work to do within the community. And then the good thing, if they are retained where they have been attached, is a good thing that ensures that they actually gain from this program. I would like to say that this is a very good program which should be replicated even in other areas to deal with the youth. It can handle the issues of youth unemployment. It handles youth who are joining gangs and redundant, and bring them to the front where they would be useful in their own communities. So I want to say that we appreciate the people who worked with us on this project. This project was welcome. We were able to work with the police, we were able to work with the Law Society, we were able to work with other NGOs within the area, we were able to work with the DPP's office to be able to deal with the issue of the youth together and deal with issues of access to justice. But as you see, when I talk about access to justice, the program even expands to other areas where the youth can be useful. So we were glad that it's going to be replicated in Lamu, and I'm appealing for any other institutions which can be able to chip in and actually help so that we can take on more youth and train them to do